Talks. This is not your typical podcast. We will get into wrestling, lifestyle, and mental health. This podcast is unfiltered and ready to go. The episode will begin in a moment, but before it does, go ahead and give us a follow on all social medias, Tevin Talks, and make sure you give us a follow on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, wherever you may listen to your podcast. Here's Tevin.
Hello, everybody. This is Tevin with Tevin Talks, and my beautiful co-host goes by the name of...
Beautiful. Well,
Whoa.
you got Benny on this end.
Hey, man. How's it going, buddy?
I'm all right, man. A little tired. You know, life is life.
I feel you. I'm a little tired, man. Job's been busting my ass this week, but, you know, it's getting there. So, we got a special guest on here, and a lot of people don't know this, but besides the interview we did with Kate, man, this is actually our first female wrestling interview.
What?
Look at you breaking molds.
Definitely is. So this is somebody I think that is a very special somebody. I've been bragging on you for the last couple of weeks. Been ready for this interview for a while now. Probably should have did yours before we did your husband's and or Bear Cities, but you know what? I guess we saved the best for last, correct?
Right. Period. Exactly.
Understood. I always start off by giving flowers. I got to give them to you because I don't think you probably hear them enough. I think you're one of the hardest working people in the business. I'm not just going to just say North Carolina, just in general. I think that the things that you've done in such a short amount of time speaks volumes for you because you and your husband work extremely hard. Same thing I said to him. I know what you guys do, like in your real life, outside of wrestling, job wise, and the shit can be extremely hard at times, very time consuming. But you guys always find time to be at work all day, go to the gym, go to training, be gone the whole weekend, wrestle, repeat the next weekend. You guys don't complain about it. You just do it. And you know, if you do complain, we don't hear about it. So that's the thing.
Jesse hears me complain about it.
So if you guys do not know who I am talking about, we are talking to Miss Clara Carter today. Miss Clara, how do you feel?
I feel great.
And
How's your hand?
Yeah,
It's good. I get it off on Friday, and then I'm resting on Saturday. Yeah.
No, you got to do the Bob Orton, and you have to keep it so you can still use it as a weapon.
I know. I gotta tape it back on.
Exactly.
So how did this even happen, and what exactly is broken on your hand?
It's like this bone right here on my hand. I broke it in training. One of the trainees was doing an up and over, and our timing was off, and he kicked my pinky finger, and it bent to the side, and I heard a crack, and I was like, "Oh, it's broken."
Did you go straight to the hospital, or did you do the wrestling thing and wait?
I knew it was broken because I broke that same hand the exact same way when I was 15 doing jujitsu. So I just went to the doctor the next day and I was like, "Hey guys, this is broken." And the doctor, this bitch was like, if you can move your fingers, it's not broken." I said, "Girl, it's broken. Trust me." And she took the x-ray and she's like, "Oh yeah, it is broken. You were right."
You see, you still waited till the next day. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, she continued training.
I did. Yeah. I've been wrestling every weekend since I got the cast on.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
How long have you had the cast on?
Like 4 or 5 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah.
And your hand's gonna stink. It's gonna be a little skinnier when you get to take it off.
I know. I'm hoping there's not a tan line.
It's
That'll be so awkward.
It's gonna be there.
Okay.
Golly. So I want to start this off by asking just simply, who is Clara Carter?
Clara Carter is the baddest bitch walking God's earth. Honestly, what's funny is I started off wrestling as a babyface, and then Dr. Tom looked at me one day and he was like, "You should do a heel promo for me right now." And I did one, and he was like, "I always knew you were a bitch. No more babyface. No more babyface."
Oh, I love Dr. Tom.
He's awesome. He is.
Yeah.
And for people that don't know, like, where born and raised, where you from? Where did this all begin?
So I was born in Boston, but I grew up in Charlotte. I look very ethnically ambiguous because I'm mixed with a lot of things. My dad is native Brazilian, so his whole family's from Brazil. And then my mom was born and raised in Brazil, but her dad is Lebanese and her mom is Italian. So
Okay.
that's why I'm the biggest bitch in the world because I got like three of the craziest ethnicities ever.
Have you ever been back to Brazil?
Yeah, I have dual citizenship, so I can go whenever I want to. I haven't gone in like 4 years just because wrestling has been so busy, but I used to go every summer.
Do you used to have family that lives there?
Yeah, the only ones in America are me, my brothers, my mom, and my dad.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
Heard that. So when your parents, not to be too personal, like when did they actually come to America?
My dad came like 30-ish years ago. They met in America, which is crazy. But my dad, I don't know why my dad came here. He seemed like he was a soccer player in Brazil. So I don't know why he stopped doing that to come over here. But my mom, her sister was studying in Harvard and she was lonely. So my mom already graduated high school and she was like, "Oh, just come visit me for a year." So my mom went and then she got pregnant and then just said, "Well, I got to stay now."
Understood.
Yeah.
That happens. I know all about the kids, you know.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Mhm.
So for the people that don't know, like, the whole jujitsu thing, they might think that's a work, but like you actually have a background in that. So I just want everybody to know exactly how that started for you as well.
Um, so in Brazil, kids either go to soccer or jujitsu or they run the streets. So my mom and my dad, we were in America, obviously, so they were like, "You guys need to learn how to defend yourselves." So they put us in jujitsu. And then my coach was like, he's the one that brought up competing. I never wanted to compete because I was shocking, but I was very, very shy as a kid. I was very scared of everything. And my coach was like, "Well, you should just try it." And I was like, "Okay." So then I tried and I actually really liked it. And at the time, there wasn't a lot of girls, so I would always compete against guys. And they would just wreck me because they all wrestled like on the side, like amateur wrestling. So that's what made me want to wrestle in high school because I was like, I'm tired of these boys beating me up. So I joined high school wrestling and then I started professional wrestling and then I just did all that for nothing because I'm not doing anything with jiu-jitsu right now.
So that was actually leading into my next question, and why professional wrestling? Because I didn't even know that you had some of an amateur background as well. So what made you
Yeah.
choose professional wrestling?
So my mom, I always watched wrestling as a kid. Like I can't remember a time where I wasn't watching wrestling.
Mhm.
And my mom just wanted me to be happy with my life. Like that's all she wanted. She didn't want to force anything on me. So I graduated high school and I was kind of like torn because I kind of wanted to go to college, but then I kind of wanted to wrestle. But I was talking to my jujitsu coach about it, and he told me just to follow my heart. And I would like sit and pray, and I'm like, what the fuck do I need to do? Like, because I was so torn between the two. And ultimately, I made my decision because when I was at home, like if we didn't have training and it was a Monday, 8 o'clock hit, I'd turn Monday Night Raw on and I would not think about jujitsu at all. But if we had training on a Monday, I'd look at the clock, 8 o'clock. I'm like, oh, Monday Night Raw is on right now. What's happening? So I was like, if my mind is always on wrestling, even when I'm at jujitsu, I need to try wrestling.
Very true. Very
Yeah.
true. And and a lot of people will look at you and Jesse and think like that you've just always been wrestling your whole life. It's like it's always been on your mind and you've loved it. But both of you come from and I mean, it's actually the gimmick that you guys use, like combat sports. Like that's a real deal thing. And that's why I've always tried to like put with this podcast, put people over as far as what they actually do so people can understand. Like I explained with Beer City, like, it's different now. Everybody's seen that Unreal show on Raw. I mean, the Unreal show on Netflix. And like they pretty much open the curtains and they're showing the world everything that's going on. This man would have never done that shit. But
Right.
I think now it makes it better. And come on now, people already see it as a fake thing. But being able to see that and people still tuning in is like, okay, you guys never really cared about that shit from the beginning.
Right.
You never did. And I tell people all the time, I hate when people call it fake because it's like, okay, you calling it fake, but at the same time, you do understand like that movie you watched was super fake. Like whoever your favorite actors that died, they're still alive.
Right.
You want to go pay for that, or you want to go pay for the stick and watch me beat somebody ass?
Right. Yeah.
People just don't understand. It is what it is, but
It's sports
Yeah.
theater, man. That's exactly what it is. Sports theater.
Right. Well, when I was
Violent
at the
ballet.
doctor for my hand, the doctor was like, I always wondered if that was real or not. I guess it is, huh? Because you got a broken hand. I was like, yeah. Yeah.
What a douche. Okay. So, in your personal opinion, what do you think the biggest misconception about women's wrestling is?
Oh man. LOL. I feel like I share a pretty unpopular opinion about women's wrestling when it comes to like the women's wrestling group, because I grew up like I have two brothers, I'm in the middle, so like I wanted to be one of the guys, and like they didn't take it easy on me at all. Like if I wasn't on their level, they would just beat me up all the time. So I see like I feel like women's wrestling on the indies, and I could be wrong, but this is just what I think. I feel like it's kind of like pittiness, like from the guys, if that makes sense. Like they're like, oh, for a women's match that was good, or yeah, we need to have like 4 women's matches on the show because they need their time to shine. I feel like it's not held to the same standard as men, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Is that making sense? I feel like
It
I'm
is.
not explaining that right, because I feel like we all have eyes. Like you watch the women's match, and then like me, for example, like this past AML show, like when I wrestled, like there was my match. Diego Hill was right before me. Like, what are you talking about? Right? You think I'm as good as Diego Hill? Like what? But I feel like a lot of girls need to kind of like try just a little bit harder. Like just a little bit harder on the indies, like just to kind of make it like as believable as the guys, because I feel like for girls a lot of it looks very choreographed, and I hate that so much. I wish
And
that they like worked on like making it look like an actual fight.
I like that you say that, because and in reality, we actually see that in men's wrestling too. It's two-sided, but I get exactly what you're talking about, and I don't think people talk about that enough.
Hmm.
And we just go through the whole dramatic scenes, and people think it's just it's catfighting, or the case may be. I feel like women can do the exact shit that guys do, but then I think the world just looks at it differently. And
Right,
that was the
yeah.
difference between I guess you would say like the divas era to like what it is now, where you have women that can actually go and main event
Hmm.
with no problem. But again, maybe the world just still doesn't see it that way, and we're trying to make it different.
Right.
People like you are trying to make that different, but a lot of people just set in their ways. But again,
Yeah.
it comes for the care factor of everybody else. If we're not putting in the same amount of work and doing what we can to make people believe that, then they're going to be stuck in the same mindset.
Right. And a lot of like in wrestling, like you can tell which girls like grew up watching Total Divas and which girls grew up watching wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, I
Because like
like that.
there's so many girls that are like, oh yeah, I saw Total Divas and I thought I could do it, so here I am. And then there's girls like Kenzie Page who grew up in the business and like watches like Ring of Honor, New Japan, like all of like the good wrestling, and she goes out there and like she kills it every time. And then there's other girls who like just want to do a cartwheel. I'm like, girl, come on.
Oh man. So what do you think for you? And I know that Jesse's into the training role now. Um, for any aspiring female wrestlers that join AML in the near future, what are going to be like the first 3 things you're going to embed in their minds when it comes to the business? Because you travel a lot, you see different places, and I think you can literally tell everybody as well. We've traveled together, and we know different. Like you've probably been in more states than I have, but it's like every state to me is different. I know that sounds crazy. I mean, it's professional wrestling, but I feel like everybody wrestles different. Their fans are different. What do you how do you explain this to somebody that's coming up in the business that wants to be just like Clara?
Honestly, we have two girl trainees, I think. Yeah, we have two girl trainees now. And at first, I was the only girl at AML for years, and we had Bruiser as a trainer, and he would beat my ass like every night. Like he would not take it easy on me at all. But I was used to it because Dr. Tom trained the same way. So I tell these girls that come in, I'm just like extremely honest to them from the jump. I'm like, this is gonna be the hardest thing you've ever done. If you don't keep up with the boys, you might as well just leave. Like I tell them that because don't show up if you don't want to be as good as the guys, in my opinion. But traveling also, like, it's so hard because like a California crowd is completely different from like a New York crowd, and it's completely different from a North Carolina crowd. I would say honestly the best thing to do is like just to watch like tape or just to watch the matches before you to kind of see what the crowd is biting on. Most of the time I've noticed like people love Southern wrestling like everywhere. Honestly, they just don't know it. They act like they don't like it, but then you go out there and you wrestle a Southern style match and they're like, damn, that was good. So if all else fails, I always rely back on Southern wrestling because it's very like interactive. Like everyone loves being interacted with.
Very much so. And like, just if you can, what do you think for anybody that has not wrestled in California and or New York? What do you think the biggest difference between wrestling in Cali and in New York is?
Oh man, I say California is very like flippy, like they like high flying. They love all that stuff. People say moves don't matter, but like in places like California and New York, they kind of do. But you got to make it make sense. Like if you start off lock up Canadian, they're gonna be like, "What are you doing?" You know. But New York, I feel like New York is kind of easier to slide a little bit of Southern wrestling in there. California, you got to be really like slick with how you do it because I feel like they're quicker to like call you out on your BS before like the East Coast is. I think that's I think that's the biggest difference.
Okay. Heard that. Let's see. What is your women's wrestling Mount Rushmore?
Oh God. Tevin, I didn't watch women's wrestling growing up.
I personally know this is why I asked.
Is it 4 or 5? How many?
4.
4? Okay. Jazz.
Oh, okay.
Mickey James.
Okay.
Gail Kim.
Okay.
And China.
That's solid as hell.
That's real solid.
Solid as hell. I'm not gonna lie. And that's powerful as hell too.
I tried so hard.
I think you putting those 4 in a War Games match against others, not too many people that can come out of that shit. Just saying.
Right.
Just with Jazz alone, you're kind of in a fucked up situation.
Right.
I love her.
All right, so let's do the men's. What's your men's wrestling?
Go ahead and say it.
Okay. Tevin, don't laugh at me, okay? Because people laugh at me all the time when I say this.
I think I already told you. Who?
Paul London.
I think you've told me this before.
Yes, girl. Paul London, Shawn Michaels, Jeff Hardy, don't laugh at me. And I'd say Triple H.
Okay. So now Paul London is random. Now, and I'm not taking it away. He's always been great to me. Like he's been super cool every time I met him. And I mean, he was phenomenal in the ring. So why did he stick out to you?
You know, so when I was a kid, I didn't have friends. Shocking. So I would just watch wrestling. Like I would just watch wrestling like all the time. Like I'd come home from school, watch wrestling. I wake up, start getting ready for school, and I'd have wrestling on in the background. And I loved Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor was my jam. And Paul London, he was just that bitch. Like he was so good. He really like connected with the crowd. He was small, but he just was like Please Don't Die started because of Paul London. And then Paul London and Brian Kendrick were tag team champions like around the time when I was like starting to form a brain when I was a kid. So I just always remember him being really good and really entertaining. And I guess other people don't remember that.
And so I was talking, I can't remember who I was talking to this about, but speaking of Brian Kendrick, I really feel like if the WWE put more effort into the Brian Kendrick gimmick when he actually became the Brian Kendrick, I enjoyed the hell out of him. And I think if he had the right amount of push, he really could have been something good. And I think at first they did see that. Do you remember that when they used to do the championship scramble match?
Yeah.
People will not even notice it, but he did win the belt that one time.
Yeah. For all of like 5 seconds.
He did. In 5 seconds, but he had it. But because I mean, he was somebody that was really good. He can sell his ass off. We've seen him get his ass whooped plenty of times.
Gosh, yeah. Do you remember the F5 into the turnbuckle?
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Brock killed him. Kurt killed him. Like they put that man through hell.
Yeah.
I feel like he should have got more. That's just me.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like a lot of those cruiserweights really deserved a lot more than they did. Like they would change the cruiserweight title like in a battle royal, like instead of having like an actual match. Like it was so crazy.
I mean, I guess that's one thing WCW got right, like the cruiserweight division.
They took it serious. They took it very serious. Like I feel like nowadays, if you were to take all those guys and do that now, so I'm gonna tell you like this. I feel like the reason 205 Live did not make it is because not that the talent was fine. The talent was phenomenal. But it was so much going on at that time. Like if you were to take that and do it right now, it would have been perfectly fine.
Oh yeah.
Right now. It'd been perfectly fine. But shit happens.
Man.
Benny, you wanna do standing on business?
Yeah, let's knock that out.
Got you. So Clara, we do a little game called Standing on Business. It's a this or that question kind of game.
We give you 2 options. You have to pick one.
You have to pick one. So if you don't pick one, we normally do a consequence. As you can see, Jesse's was telling Dalen that he was beautiful.
Yeah, he does that anyway.
Yeah, I thought it was just a normal day.
Benny, what can we do for Clara?
That's a good question.
Gotta be something good.
That's a good question.
What does Clara hate?
A lot of things.
Yeah, I know. God. You know what? It'll come to me. Let's get started. First question. Oh, Benny, you ain't shit for this one. Benny wrote most of these. I'm just saying.
Oh god.
You're welcome.
Jeff Hardy or Paul London?
Paul London right now because Jesse pissed me off earlier today. Paul London.
Tevin, I want you to know she was defending her choice of Paul London at AML a couple weekends ago because people were trashing her.
Why is that?
Because no one understands. No one understands. The only person that was on my side was White Mike.
Okay, got you. Mike has a story for everything. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Every single thing in the world.
Yeah. Well, I think like people mostly were like, I think that they just don't know his Ring of Honor stuff.
That is very true.
Yeah,
and I feel like he was a different animal then too, and people might argue, but he possibly could have been world champion there as hard as he did.
Yeah.
In that period of Ring of Honor, though, it was still very niche, and not a lot of people were checking that out.
Yeah. They were going crazy then. I tell you what, this might sound kind of, I'm not gonna say weird or off, but I think that if PWG at that time was more visible to the world, Ring of Honor would have exploded. Just so you see, like the talent that they were both using at that time, it would have been insane. And like again, said it's just the internet. If social media was what it was today, a lot of this shit It would have been crazy.
Mhm.
Yep.
Damn, Benny. Beer City Bruiser or George South?
George South.
Oh my gosh, buddy.
Easy peasy.
Trish or Lita?
Oh. Lita was more of my vibe. I'll say Lita.
Okay. I think I know you're gonna pick now after what we just talked about. Mickey James or Alexa Bliss?
Mickey James.
Of course. Why do you? I think Mickey James. I'm not gonna say underrated. I'm not gonna say that, but I think a lot more people appreciate her more now looking at wrestling than they did back then. I think that she was a trailblazer in many ways.
Oh yeah.
Whether that was becoming, as big as she was in WWE or TNA, because I mean, a lot of people like to argue of where she did her best work at. I think she did great in both, and I think that I didn't see a lot of her younger stuff until she went to TNA, and I was like, holy shit, she's been around for quite some time.
Yeah.
I don't think people really look into that. She was amazing, and I mean, I know you met her when she came to AML, right?
Yeah.
She's super chill.
Oh my gosh, she's amazing. So she literally, I knew she was the greatest human being alive when she matched White Mike's energy without hesitating. I was like, she's an icon.
And one thing about it that was cool with me when her and Nick Aldis were there, she watched every match. She legit watched every single match, and I was like, holy shit. And she was talking to people in River City. So I was like, a lot of people don't do that. And especially, they're vets. They've been around for a long time. They don't have to do that, but you can just tell she legit loves wrestling.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that about her for sure. Kurt Angle or AJ Styles?
Ooh. I think AJ Styles is one of the greatest of all time. I'll say AJ.
Okay. That's kind of hard for me. I'm a huge Kurt Angle fan.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the documentary that came out about him. I think it was like about a year or two ago. After watching that and seeing exactly what the hell he went through.
Oh my gosh.
This guy, I was like, dude, this dude's different.
Yeah. Insane.
I don't think anybody can. As hard as his intensity in the ring, I know he battled with a few things, but when Kurt Angle was there in his prime, I don't think anybody could really match Kurt Angle.
Oh, he was the best in the world.
He legit did everything. So let me ask you this: TNA Kurt or WWE Kurt?
Oof. I think wrestling wise, probably TNA Kurt, but entertainment wise, WWE Kurt.
That makes sense. That makes sense. You might be one of the first people to ever see it from my point of view. And I think like when he was in WWE, he always had a leash on him. And when he went to TNA, they were like, you know what? We know how good you are. Do what the fuck you want to do.
Right.
Because he was that good. And he was entertaining over there too, but he was a different animal. Me and Benny always, joke about things, but I always tell him like, the intensity of mouthpiece Kurt Angle is off the charts. Off the charts. Like he was amazing. Golly. You know what? That's it for Standing on Business. You did amazing. Good job. Good job. You picked.
Thank you so much.
No consequences for you.
Period.
I do like this question. What do you think is missing in professional wrestling right now?
Ooh, I think I was talking to some of the trainees about this because the trainees now are kind of like in that area where like some of them are thinking that they're better than others. And I've noticed this a lot also in certain places. A lot of people have like the Shawn Michaels mindset where like, oh, I'm the greatest ever. Like, I'm so good. I should be signed right now. Like, you're not good because you're not signed. If you were good, you would be signed right now. So like, let's drop the attitude. But the biggest thing is that people don't understand is Shawn Michaels had the biggest ego in the world, but he would never let his ego get in the way of having a bad match. Like, how have you ever seen a bad Shawn Michaels match?
No.
Exactly. Like,
Even when his back was screwed, even when he
mhm,
was drugged out of his mind, like
mhm.
you never saw a bad Shawn Michaels match.
Yeah, because he would clock in when he had to, and he would go out there and show that he's the greatest of all time. And I think that nowadays, like, people are trying to like expose each other, like, oh, like you're not trained right, you don't know how to call it the ring, you don't know
I
how
agree with that, and I hate that shit too because
yeah.
it makes everybody look bad.
Hmm.
For the person that's doing it, it shows everybody your true character. And I get
Right.
that there's a persona between who you are in the ring and who you are outside. For one, that means they're clashing. That means you're a dickhead, and it goes to show, like you exposing somebody for because nobody's perfect. Let's get
Right.
this straight. Nobody's perfect in the ring, and for you trying to expose them, like anything, I feel like in wrestling, whether you want to consider yourself a veteran or just somebody that's really good at this, giving somebody some advice should always be positive. Like I
Hmm.
understand, like things are going to happen in matches that are going to piss you off. I know you've been there, I've been there, but how we go about it is what makes us who we are. And like, you know what? Clara and or Tevin or Benny are great to be in a locker room just because like they are legit a leader.
Hmm.
And I feel like some people get a misconception of being an asshole because they are telling the truth about what's going on in the matches. Like if we're just sitting here letting people go around and hurt people and or just forget spots all damn day, and let's just be honest, just that they're not good, and other people are just giving them that cosign like, oh, they're amazing. We know they're not. Are we going to sit here
Right.
and keep lying to them? Or are we going to sit here and keep allowing this to go on? Because if we're telling them that they're that good and they're really not, and we're just letting them go about their day, years down the line, when they think they're that good and they go and get somebody that's a Beer City Bruiser or hell, let's just random name, a Kurt Angle, somebody going and get completely embarrassed.
Hmm.
Who trained you? So now all this shit you've been doing the last couple of years is going to go back on your trainer because like, you okay this? Or
Right.
everybody else has been telling me that this kid is good and this and that. And then, it's a domino effect. And people don't think of it like
Hmm.
that, but I've always thought of it like that.
Yeah, and that's why, like, I think AJ Styles is like the greatest of all time besides Shawn Michaels, because AJ would always like bring people up to his level. Like it
Mhm.
didn't matter like their experience level. He wouldn't go down to them. He would bring them up to them.
Mhm.
And that's why he's the greatest, because he can have a phenomenal match with literally anybody.
Yes, me and Jesse and Benny had just talked about that. I was like, he's going to be probably like the greatest wrestling producer /
Oh
agent.
my gosh. Yeah.
And Jesse did say he's going to be. Benny, what did Jesse say?
I
He
can't
said,
even remember.
he said he said he's going to get mad a lot. And I was like, he is because
Oh yeah,
he's
he's gonna say frick a lot.
Yeah.
he's a perfectionist. So I was like, but it's like I just feel like I can imagine like a seminar from him
Oh my
at,
gosh.
at the PC is probably like is everything because when you
Hmm.
think of like complete wrestlers, AJ is one of those that's complete. Yeah, he's on the smaller end as far as like height goes. Not trying to be funny, but he's strong as hell.
Hmm.
Charismatic. He can talk. He can literally do everything.
Yeah.
So he's one of those.
Hmm.
Um, Today, okay. So, what do you think your biggest accomplishment in wrestling is thus far?
Honestly, I think just wrestling is my biggest accomplishment, honestly, because from like I don't really talk about like my growing up life or my family life or anything, but like just the fact that someone like me was able to even like be trained by someone like Dr. Tom and to go out of her hometown and like to actually pursue her dreams is crazy. Like I literally have to like keep pinching myself sometimes because I'm like, you're wrestling, like you're in a ring right now, like girl, enjoy it, like realize what you're doing. Because sometimes like I feel like I'm so go 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 that like I don't realize like I'm actually like doing what I've always wanted to do.
I wish more people looked at it the way you do.
Mhm.
Like, even though I referee and I manage, it's still like I'm in a ring, I'm in front of a crowd. Like, I'm so lucky to be able to be doing this.
Hmm.
And a lot of
Yeah.
people just like take it for granted.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. And like even like like when you have a bad match or like someone's like pissing you off and you're just frustrated with the business, like you're still doing what you want to do. Like you were 5 years old wanting to get in a ring. Like don't let somebody like ruin it for you.
And
Exactly.
you get to meet some of the people you watched on TV.
Jeff Hardy, like
Right? I mean,
oh,
you had your moment in a ring with Jeff
yes,
Hardy.
I know. God.
I think, for me, and I mean, you might feel the same way, Clara. I always, even no matter how long I wrestled, I got nervous as shit before every single match.
Mm-hmm.
But that has still let me know, like, okay, I love this, and not nervous of like I'm gonna fuck up, but it's just like I want whoever is in the crowd to see who's about to see this. I want them to think this is the best thing in the world.
Right.
The same feeling that I get about watching wrestling, I just want people to feel the exact same way. And we have the opportunity to change people's narrative on it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever state we're wrestling again, whatever show, a lot of people, especially when we're coming from out of town, we might come out, no pop. Who is this guy? Who is this girl? But then 5 minutes into that, now you're interested. You're seeing the shit that I'm doing. And it's like,
Right.
me and you both know we can do cool shit. We don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
But just the way, and like with you, like your demeanor in the ring is different. I think that the way that you attack things and your aggressiveness in the ring, it shows your background and that you're willing to do whatever it is to make people believe like you are the biggest, baddest heel.
Mm-hmm.
And you've done such a great. And I've seen you, like, I feel like every single time I see you get in the ring, you get better. And it's not saying that you've never been good. It's just that I feel like whatever it is that you lacked in, you take that very serious. I can tell that you study yourself and you study wrestling in general. And if you see something wrong that you did, you're gonna make sure you're gonna hyperfixate on that and fix it. And then guess what? When that happens, you go into the next match and be like, okay, I don't like the way I did this, so I'm gonna go switch this. And how do you? So like when you are watching yourself wrestle, how do you coach yourself into going to the next situation, if that makes sense? How are you able to fix that for you? Like when you go into another match, say a random name, let's just Tiffany. I don't know who Tiffany is, but you wrestle Tiffany and you feel like you fucked up a whole entire spot. After the match, what is your process going into training after you know what you fucked up?
I'm very I'm my worst critic. Just because like having like when I first started, I would have Dr. Tom watch all my matches and I wanted to like retire every time. Like I don't want to do this anymore. So I really just have him like in the back of my mind. And if I like fuck something up in the middle of the match, I literally hear his voice in my head. Like that was a shit. And I'm like, but if I know like I messed something up, usually like I have to do it in training right to know that I can do it so that I don't mess it up again. Otherwise, it'll just like eat at me forever and ever and ever. So if it's like a long spot or just like one little move, like I will do it in training just to prove to myself that I can do it. And it was just a little oopsie, like just something that happened.
I got you. Well, I think a lot of people do it and they shut down. Like I feel like some people are in a match and they fuck up and then they can't focus anymore. And I think that's what makes people great. The people that can like do something and like possibly fuck something up and just keep moving. And I feel like when you let that show on the crowd that you fucked up, that's when they're like, okay, this shit is fake.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what makes the difference between us and other people, again, that are training, that are trying to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, you got the next one.
Okay. When all is said and done on your time in wrestling, when you hang up the boots and you walk away, what do you want your legacy to be?
I want people to think that Clara Carter made wrestling better than it was before she got into it. Not women's wrestling. I'm talking like wrestling, because I don't consider myself a women's wrestler. I consider myself a wrestler. Um, I want to show like that, like there's not a lot of Brazilians in wrestling, like at all. I think right now it's only me and Ty Conti. Maybe like that's the only two right now, I think. So I just want to show that like people like me can do it and do it just as good, if not better. And I just want girls to see that like they can be the guys. They don't have to go out there and like be half naked and like do all this butt stuff that they don't want to do, like the hip attack in the corner. You'll never see me doing that. Like I just want women's wrestling to be considered wrestling, not women's wrestling.
I dig that. All right. And I think I know what the answer to this one is going to be. What is your favorite moment in your career so far?
Oh my gosh. I have two. One, obviously, being in the ring with Jeff Hardy. That was
Obviously.
crazy. Yeah. The whole way that happened was just like so crazy to me. Like,
It really was.
so funny. The second one was I did AEW and I had Christopher Daniels as my agent, and I was a big Ring of Honor mark. So having Christopher Daniels as my agent was like a really like, oh my gosh moment. And like I didn't care about anybody's opinion other than his. Like I just
Well,
wanted
yeah.
him to tell me I did good. And I remember like after that match, like it was just a squash match. Like that was it. That I didn't need anything. Like it was just a squash. I walked back to backstage, and then there was like a bunch of like other extras that like came up to me and like tried to give me like their critique, and I'm like,
Who are you? Shut up.
like I want to talk to Christopher Daniels right now, and then he comes up to me and tells me like completely different from them, and I'm like, Christopher Daniels knows his stuff.
Right.
Oh my god. So also, I mean, you've done some SmackDown work as well too with WWE.
Mhm.
How was that?
It was honestly, I have a crazy story. This is like is the most terrified I've ever been in my life. So on like when you get extra work, you get like this long Google Doc with like a list of things that you cannot do. And on the bottom, bold, underlined, and capitalized, it says, "Do not talk to Triple H." And so I'm sitting like in the bowl, in the arena bowl, like just watching them like prepare for the show. And I am the only one there in this whole arena, the only one there. Here comes Triple H, sits literally right here. And I'm like, do I get up? Like, what do I do right now? Like, so I sat there and he looks at me. He's like, how are you? I said, I'm good, sir. How are you? He said, good. And he sat there for 20 minutes. And then he gets up, he looks at me and he says, enjoy the show. I said, thank you. And then he walked away. I was like, why? Of all places he could have sat.
I feel like that was a test.
Give me a contract because I think I passed.
Did you get to meet anybody else that was on the roster when you were there?
Chelsea Green came up to me because I was wearing my AML shirt, so she saw AML because she wrestled for us before.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, and like talked to me about AML. She's so sweet. And then
I've heard she's really, really cool.
Oh my gosh, she's amazing. And then Alba Fire, and then who was her tag partner? Do you know
Piper?
who I'm talking about?
Before Piper?
Before Piper, yeah. In NXT. It was Alba Fire.
Damn, I'm looking dead in this woman's face right now. I know you're talking. I cannot remember her name.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the girl with the orange hair.
Mhm.
God, I hate that I forgot her name. But me and Jada were doing extra work together, and we were taking pictures like at the SmackDown sign, and they were just walking by, and they're like, "Oh, do you guys want us to take pictures for you guys?" And then like they took time out of their day to like take. I just thought that was so nice. Like they didn't have to, and like they were complimenting us and everything. That was just so sweet. So
it was Isla Dawn.
Isla Dawn, that's what it is. Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
That's awesome. You know, I never got the chance to do extra work, and I was like, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing because I am a super like when it comes to meeting like If I would have seen Shawn Michaels, I would have probably fucking fell out.
I
Honestly,
would have watched Shawn Michaels.
I would have fell out.
Yeah.
Like, because I talked to Javon Evans, Malachi. Talked to him, and I'm just like, dude, how do you? Because I know how he feels. I know how he felt about Shawn Michaels prior to getting signed. I'm like, how do you manage to just be around that guy? And like, because I be talking his head off.
Yeah.
Like he's done so much in the business. It's just like like the first time I seen him wrestle, I just like I don't know who this dude is, but he's my favorite. Like he just everything about him just stood out to me. So it's just I don't know. It's really cool, and it's one thing I always loved about WrestleCade too. Just going around meeting people that I grew up watching. Like I like my top favorites that I've had at WrestleCade: meeting Scott Hall, meeting Ron Simmons, and I'd probably say. You know what? I'm just gonna say those two. No, because when it comes to like what really stood out to me, like just the conversations that I had with them was very good. Like with Scott Hall, because we were all like after Fan Fest, like we were walking and he had dropped his suitcase. And he was like struggling a little bit to like lean over and get it. And I was like, I got you, buddy. And he just we talked for like 10 minutes. It was so random. And then as I think me being so starstruck, I didn't even ask for a picture. Well, he's like, hey kid, you want a picture? And I was like, yeah. Like I was stuck. I was so damn stuck. Yeah. You know what? I would to say, I would say Booker T. I didn't meet Booker T at WrestleCade, but just when I met him on the most randomest shit ever, when I lived in Nashville, Tennessee. One of my old employees, when I was working up there, he was staying at a hotel for some reason I don't know, but I'm dropping him off. It's like 6:00 in the morning, and I'm driving, and it's somebody else in the car with me. And I'm as I'm driving, I see him walking across the parking lot. I said, "Damn, looks like Booker T." And like I wasn't wrestling anything. This was in like 2014. And as I'm getting closer, I'm like, "Holy shit, that is Booker T." I didn't fucked around and got out of the car. The car is still in motion. I did not park the car, nothing. So they're like, hey, Tevin. I had to get back in the car and stop. And like, I just got out and talked to him for like 10 minutes. It was the coolest shit ever. I was like, dude, wrestling is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's so random, but I love it. I love it so much. Who, besides, well, I know you met Jeff. Have you ever met Paul London in person?
No, and it makes me so mad because we literally like have the same friend group basically. I'm like, why are you guys keeping him from me? Like, what is happening? Like,
so I met him I met him at WrestleCade, which is the craziest thing. I'm trying to figure out how the hell you didn't meet him.
Oh, the world doesn't want it to happen. They know, like it'll just be too good.
I'm sitting there. I was at the hotel, and the one right across the street from the Benton,
the good old Marriott.
Yeah, and I think I was talking to Alex Evans. We're sitting there talking, and he walks up. He's like, "Hey, where can I get some coffee?" And I didn't see him, but Alex did. And I'm looking at Alex, and Alex's look, because I think it was Alex's first WrestleCade, and he's looking kind of starstruck. And I'm like, "What?" So when I turned around, I told him where to go, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Paul London, by the way." I'm like, "Do I know who the hell you are?" I was like, "This is crazy." And Alex was just like, "Dude, is it real?" And I was like, "Yeah, get used to it."
That first WrestleCade is always mind blowing,
dude. My first one, I think was 2018, and I was helping out, and I sat. This is a random ass table, but it was me. I had Sonny Ono and Juventud Guerrero, and I always heard stories about Juventud, but he was super nice to me. Mm-hmm. He was super nice, and Sonny Ono was really cool too. But it was so random. Whoever was over there with us, because he was shooting a show. I think he did like a little live webisode for Mexico, mm-hmm. And then like Ezra was he's like, "Hey, you guys want hot dogs? I'll pay for them." I'm like, "I'm good." I think the whole thing with wrestling and hot dogs. I think we've had enough. God almighty. Well, Clara, I know you're busy. I know it's your anniversary. I know you said you're not doing anything, but you know what? Just enjoy the rest of the day with your beloved. I just want to say thank you for coming on here. It was awesome. Being our first female wrestler interview too. You did really good.
Thank you
You did
so
really, really
much.
good. And we appreciate you. I can't wait for everybody else to hear this. Closing out, can you let everybody know your social media? What shows you might have coming up next? I know you're injured, but you know, where are you gonna be at next?
That injury has not stopped her. Come
I
on.
know, right?
Don't tell my
I
doctor.
seen it.
They had to replace this cast because the other one broke, and the doctor was
wonder
like,
why.
"How'd that break?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, it just
Because
cracked."
I hit Carissa in the face with it.
Jesus.
My socials are at Clara Wrestling on everything, but I'm really only active on Instagram. I'm so sorry, and I'm just really bad at social media. So
Right.
sorry. My next show this weekend, I only have Alabama. I'm wrestling Kenzie Page at Retinol Pro.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing the rest of the month, but I am booked every weekend. So if you look on my Instagram, I usually share the match graphic on there of what I'm doing the week of. But May for AML, they didn't announce it yet, but come to AML in May because
Yes.
it's gonna be pretty fire.
I already know
Yes.
who's
You
gonna
want to
be
be
in.
there for that.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're gonna do amazing. I think, Benny, I think I might pull up for that one. I have not been to a wrestling show since August.
You
my
haven't,
God.
dude.
You have to.
I've been in the shadows, you know, kind of like it's all good. But Claire,
Yeah,
we thank you. We appreciate you, and
Thank you
we'll
so
bring you
much.
back on soon. Okay?
I would love to.
Hell
Claire,
yeah.
Because Jesse doesn't understand wrestling like I do, guys.
I get that. Clara, you were one of my favorite people that I've ever met.
Oh my God,
And
thank you.
I love the time that we get to sit at Gorilla and just
Just two
interact
girls
with each
talking.
other. Yes. I'm super proud of you and how far you've come.
Thank you.
Like from day one meeting you and where you're at now. Like I'm super proud of you and I'm really happy I can call you a friend.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. You guys are saying nicer things to me than Jesse did.
We're sorry, Jesse. We're sorry. Well, we thank you, man. And it's been an awesome Tevin Talks, and we're out, guys.